Alright, let's get this going. I wrapped up the boss fight here, so I have to escort my way out of this dungeon. And that's quite a bit of ways. Now, what happened is you get the Divine Timekeeper, I think. Divine Timekeeper, whatever. What it does is that your attacks are no longer limited to the number, but to how much AP allows. So, it will burn if you can continue an unlimited number of attacks, so long as you still have AP to pull them off. But consequently, you burn more AP with more attacks. And what happened is, the secret that was revealed is Rufus is supposed to be a vessel for Odin in case something happens to Odin's body and he needs a new one. And the ring is supposed to keep him from, in effect, dying. This is the best way I can probably explain it. But I'm sorry if you watched this before you discovered what happened in the previous video, so disregard that. Okay, now we're heading to Kalstad. What I really like about Midgard and Valkyrie Profile is that they set it up so it's kind of like the real world. This kind of looks like Middle Eastern Cairo, and they have some elements that I think there are some islands similar to Japan in the south. So I kind of like the setup of Midgard here. Now I'm going to talk to this guy. Well, you gain some, you lose some. Now I'm heading into this inn because we get to meet a familiar face. That's right, we meet the traveling shopkeeper. Now I'm gonna buy a new weapon called the Infinity Rod. I don't have enough money to get more, but this is the first rod you get to get great magic. And I'm gonna equip it to Lazard, and his great magic is fire, and it's called Animate Earth. I was hoping to get more money to give it everyone else their great magics too. The two mages that I have, one of my mages, Mithra, gets Tidal Wave, and the other two get something called Maleficent Harm, which is Earth, I think, and Tidal Wave's Ice. Now everyone's in pretty bad shape, so I was seeing if I can change some of the equipment, so at least, because I have a lot of useless junk, I thought if everybody needs equipment, I can give it to them now. The Iron Helm is usually for heavy warriors, so I don't have anything left. But first things first. Okay, they're actually to the east, the volcanic caverns. Now I'm visiting the inn, so everybody will get healed, all status abnormalities will be cured, and those people who have been completely knocked out will be revived. Which is pretty awesome for 150 coins of money in this fantasy game. Now I'm just gonna explore a little bit, because there are a couple things I want to show you. Now occasionally there is a chicken that lays golden eggs that you can get some golden eggs from, but I can't find it now. And then there's a little kid here. And I'm gonna give him some change. Thanks. Well, you'll be surprised when you have to pay me back. Though he never does, but that's okay. If you give him a lot of money, it'll pay off eventually, like towards the end of the game. Okay, I'm gonna talk to the fortune teller. Well, that's kind of expected, now is it? After all, in most RPGs you're doing exactly the same thing. Now I'm heading into the Samha Desert, I think. Which is kind of odd since Norse myth usually has a lot of references to ice and woods. Though, that's to be expected. But in this, it's desert. Yeah, no, it's Sama. Never mind. Now, this video is going to be a little shorter because I wanted to power level, because some of the enemies here are pretty tough. I'm just going to show you a few fights.
These foes are a joke.
Now, a lot of the enemies here, kind of show the plight of this game, is that it suffers from a little case of certain RPG phenomenon. First, get a beetle horn. It's not easy to get, but is that you kind of repeatedly fight the same enemies to some extent over and over again. They're just warped to look a little different. I'm going to show you one of the crawling enemies, because there's one enemy that looks very familiar, but it's not in this one. I didn't get beetle horn this time. You do get something called insect claw from these things, which is basically red sword ring. And that silences. But it doesn't work on me because the only people who can use magic are my archer and Lizard. Should do it. I'm gonna wrap up here and I'll see you later.